the exciting and most vivid experience of understanding and seeing the Grateful Dead, and the moment that the concert began, and the entire experience of being brought together for a certain purpose, really was, I recall being at Lake Mead, camping at Lake Mead, just outside of Las Vegas, and we were getting ready to go to the show, and we were coming in, and there was this big, massive dust cloud coming in out of Henderson, coming into Las Vegas, and you could see the massive cloud of dust by the Sam Boyd Silver Bowl, and I said, wow, this is really a mass of humanity, absolutely entranced by something that all of them have some sort of definition in their mind, but none of them probably have any understanding of how that definition at that moment really means anything. It's only in hindsight, obviously, that the thing that you're doing really means something. At that moment, it's just what you're doing. Coming into the concert, I recall very vividly colors and phenomenal smells of all sorts of different ethnic foods and different tastes of beer. My real first experience of something better than a cheap American beer, Genesee or Keystone, was good old Sammy Smith's. And I remember an old school Wookiee came up to me. We all know who the Wookiees are. The Wookiee came up to me and goes, "Hey brother, can you spare a spill?" And going into the concert, someone coming up and saying, "Hey brother, can you spare a spill?" That was just that saying has stayed in my mind for 20 years. Hey brother, can you spare a spill? I mean, think about it. In that regard, experiencing the show for the first time was revelatory. It really was. What Dave Matthews opened up for the Grateful Dead at those shows in Sam Boyd's Silver Bowl, and no one really paid much attention to them, though I was very excited about seeing Dave Matthews at that time, because 2 weeks earlier I had seen them at the Bayou in Washington, D.C., on M Street down in Georgetown, and I was one row away from them, and now I was 1,000 rows away from them, sitting along the side on the east side of Sam Boyd's Silver Bowl, looking down toward the stage. And once the Grateful Dead came out, and the undulation of, I mean, it was basically a massive wave. Like, just even though everyone was doing their own dance or whatever everyone was doing, it was like watching water on the ocean undulate as a ship went through it. It just went against the wall and bounced out and continued on, and it was, I just remember that, the bouncing undulation of the entire crowd. There was 60,000 people there, maybe, at Sam Boyd's Silver Bowl, that first show I went to. And it was, I dare say that it was one of the most memorable experiences of my life. I don't want to say the most memorable experience, either positive or negative, but it was one of those moments that you capture in your mind, and it sits there in perpetuity, and will probably be one of the things that you see as an image in your mind, maybe at that moment when, you know, when life is passing before your eyes and you go someplace else.